Okay, hello. I am ready to go live, and I am talking like this today. I don't know why. Maybe I do this the whole time, huh? What do you think? You like this one? You tell me. I do not know. But we are going to talk about it, okay? It's going to be very good day. I'm very excited about this day, okay? I'm doing a podcast and you are here. You are invited to talk to me. I wonder when this voice will get annoying. For you, because for me, it's okay. Okay, so anyway, Ashley, what's up? Good to see you. We're going to be doing a podcast today because I have a training right after that I'm going to be doing. So I'm putting the two together. I'm going to knock out a podcast, and I'm going to go on to the training and go ahead and teach basically the same material. Hey, two birds, one stone. Love it. Who doesn't like killing two birds? Wait, I don't know. But if you got to eat, you got to eat, right? So two birds, one stone. Everybody eats, everybody's happy. I'll turn this gain down a little bit. It's pretty loud. I'm not really sure what where I should be, but that sounds pretty good. I think that looks good. Do I sound pretty good, everybody? Let me know. Let me know. Emma, what's up? Good to see you. How's my nose looking? Hoi hoi. What's happening, HK? Look, y'all, I got a new phone. Look at that. I got an iPhone 12 mini. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with it. I'm still trying to figure it all out. It's like I hit a button. I was like, wait, where'd it go? And there it is. And then I got to do that. And then I got to do this other thing. That shiny EV32. Hello, Ashley. Good to see you again. I mean, I just said hi, and you said, yes, good. Spirit Kitty, Demon One. Hello. Coming in over from Twitch with that shiny Eevee, and Emma HK at YouTube, and Ashley here at Facebook. I love it. You guys are all over the place. This is pretty cool. This phone is this is like my other phone is tragic. I mean, there's like no storage on it whatsoever, so I couldn't like do videos and whatnot. So this is an Australian phone. I have an Australian card chip thing in there, and I've got an Australian phone number. So now I can go on, and I'm looking at doing the daily things I used to do when I would go. I had a plan. I had a thing where I would go in the morning. I'd go walking up down Chandler and Burbank. I'd get my mindset straight, and something would hit me in the brain. I'd be like, okay, I'm going to talk about this today. And I go live and go, hey, everybody, let's talk about this. Here's a quick idea for you, blah, 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 blah. So I'm looking at that and thinking, well, what I may do is I'm looking at the Mind Scrambler minute, to where in 1 minute, because that way I can put it on Twitter, Instagram, all that, and give you like a 1 minute, kind of like the challenges I do in the RHJ, similar to that. So, all right, George DeLorean, how are you, my friend? Good to see you here. Jaden, good to see you. HK, taking a break from your last essay at the moment. Good way to spend it. Heck yeah. I'm going to be talking about some good stuff today. I'm going to be talking about feelings and emotions today. It's going to be kind of short, of course, but maybe not. It'll be about 30 minutes. Yeah. I'll be talking about how to work with your emotions, how to hone them, and how to kind of pull them in. Because believe me, if there's anybody who's screwed up with his emotions more than me, I don't know. Well, okay. I've lost my shit several times, and I learned a lot from each one of those. So, and it usually happened after copious amounts of alcohol. Surprise. Brony Engine 67, what's up? In New York? No, Brony. I'm in Australia. This behind me is Surfer's Paradise in Australia on the Gold Coast, south of Brizzy. I took that picture while walking on that beach, which we walk on 3 to 5 times a week as a family. We just go. It's beautiful. And that was really a crazy day because look how far the water is out there. Usually it's up like right here, or maybe even up here, but it was way out there. It was just gorgeous. See how it's reflected in the water? Check it out. Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? So the water was on the sand, and it was just a great picture. And I've got a lot of really great pictures out here. It's freaking gorgeous. So things are good. How's my day today? Today is really good. It's only noon. It's just now noon here in the Gold Coast, and it is a wonderful day. I've already gotten several things done, and I've had a lot of good ideas. Had a great breakfast date with my beautiful wife, who's going to have a baby in the next 4 weeks. That boy is coming out. He's going, hello. So it's going to be pretty awesome. We are excited about that. That is coming down the line. And then this weekend, I got a big voiceover session to do. And then next weekend, I'm in Melbourne at Supernova. So, woohoo! If you guys are in Melbourne, come see me, come say hi. Like an oil painting. I know, it doesn't look like an oil painting. It's amazing. It's a beautiful shot. So, anyway, so I'm going to be going to Melbourne. I'm going to be getting on a plane and then. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. Don't know what happened there. Uh, technology. So anyway, wait, what happened there? I've lost something. Can you guys hear me? You guys put something in there. I lost some stuff there. Yeah, stream went black, and I'm back. Right? Let's see. I'm back. Right? Somebody let me know. Let me know. Make sure you hear me now. Okay, good. It's all good. It's all back. Yeah. Sorry guys. I don't know what the hell happened. I was like, oh, there's some lint on my computer. I'll just get that off of there, and everything went to hell in a handbasket, with or without the handbasket. All right, we're gonna be talking about some emotion today. I'm gonna be going in about 5 minutes. It will be a podcast. You guys know the drill. Um, and my next step, I'm looking. I had some great ideas today, and had dinner last night with a chef, and who is it's so cool. So we got a chef who is, I think he's I forgot where he's from the UK. He's half, was it Nigerian and half UK, also Australian citizen somehow. It's awesome. I love it. And and he is getting married to a woman that we met him through his fiance, who is a massage therapist. So I'm going to see in about an hour, and she's incredible. She's working on my shoulders, and so I met her, and then we got to be friends because she's from the OC, and she came down like a few months before we did. And then all hell breaks loose, and everybody's stuck where they are, and she's cool with it because she's going to get married and loves this fella, and he's real nice. And it was so funny because this is talk about manifestation. So you guys know I my big idea to do a cooking show that is also relationships. And so I pick a subject for the night on relationships and a dish. So it's really easy, like call it date night dish or something like that. I talk about relationships and do this and blah blah blah. So a little show, right? That's something I want to do. It's kind of like don't kill your date and other cooking tips. And so it turns out I didn't know this. I knew he was a chef, and we got to talking, and he's like, yeah, he's in film school right now because he wants to go into film. And I've been in film all my life, video, voiceover, et cetera, and I want to do the chef. I'm in chef school. So that's how manifestation works, guys. That's the crisscross. When you think about what you want, somehow you can get connected. It's amazing how that works as long as you are open to it and you're putting it out in a positive way. And so, yeah, so I'm gonna have a chat with him and say, like, hey, let's talk ideas. Pretty cool. Brad, the anime panda man. I say I recently heard from Neon Joseph Magellan. Performance is phenomenal. I think it only got better in the rebuild. Well, thank you, Brad. I really appreciate that. That's very kind of you. First stream from you. Glad to be here. This is my first stream. Shiny Eevee. Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad you're here. I've been doing the stream for a while. You're watching it on Twitch. Yeah, they're all on Twitch or however long they hold them on Twitch. But if not, you can always go to YouTube, subscribe to my channel on YouTube. All of them are there. I haven't edited crap, guys. So it's really just tons and tons of stuff. that is in there. And I would recommend, just go, you can look at the podcast there, or you can listen to the podcast on iTunes or anywhere else that the podcast is available. It's called the Mind Scrambler Podcast, obviously. And that's what I'm about to do in just a minute. So I do it live here, and so it goes on, it's live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, and it records on YouTube. Let me make sure that is recording. I believe it's recording on YouTube, right? Shoot, I don't know. Usually it is. But if it's not, it doesn't really matter because it's recorded here and I can download it and upload it and blah, blah, blah. Hold on. I'm having a problem with the video here. There we go. A little cleaner. Good. So anyway, that's what's been going on. Lots of awesome stuff. And going to culinary school, doing all that. I'm ahead. Had a great week this week at culinary school. Got some things done and cleared in my brain. So this weekend, I'm going to be working on some more stuff to get ahead there. And once I come back from Melbourne, there's going to be some big things happening, guys. I mean, about to have a baby. I think I'm going to go ahead and how everything's go in Melbourne. I think I'm going to go ahead and get my first tattoo down here, the one I've told you guys about, where it's my Monty Python one, and now for something completely different. So that's going to happen pretty soon. So it'll probably be how I celebrate the baby. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. All right, peoples, let's talk about feelings. That's what we're going to do here in just one sec. Let me get over here and open up. Do I want to open up Audacity as well? Do I? Do I do that too? Yes, I do. Okay. Let's check in our sound levels here on Audacity. Feelings, whoa, 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 feelings. If you ever heard that song back in the 70s. So I can turn this up a little bit. That didn't even do anything. Cool. There you go. Agree with Brad Pitt. Fantastic performances. Thank you, Shiny Evie 32. I've done a few. And I've got lots more for you. Don't worry. It's coming. There's more. There is more. Don't worry. Sweet Emotion. Very good, too. I like this one. Very good. It's funny. We were talking last night about Armageddon, which freaking love that movie. I just do. I know it's kind of cheeseball, etc., but I love it. I mean, coming from the guy whose favorite movie is Big Trouble in Little China, followed right up behind there by Buckaroo Banzai. Of course, I like Armageddon. Naughty Senpai, what's up there, buddy? Welcome to you from YouTube. Okay, hope you're subscribed over there, my friend. Now, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to start the podcast here in just a second. For those of you who don't know, when I'm doing my podcast, I do not respond to anybody. I don't look at this. I want to focus on what I'm talking about. So if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in over here and just wait. Because whenever I'm done with the podcast, I will come back and have a chat with you. All right. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to do this in 30 seconds or so. I'm going to get me some water, and then we are going to start. We are going to start the podcast, the Mind Scrambler podcast, and you're going to love it. I tell you what you are. You're going to love it. Okay. Here we go. Fritz Voice Dude, good to see you, Luthi. Hold on real quick here. Once again, okay, Rahim Bezi was up. Fritz Voice Dude, Rahim Bezi. I'm thrown, but good to see you. Thank you for being here. Luthi, yes, going great. Excellent. I am well. I'm fantastic. And I'm about to start the podcast. So hang around. It'll be about 30 minutes. We're going to be talking about emotions and feelings. And I'm going to give you guys some tips, tricks, tools, and techniques, etc., to help you out in this arena. Are y'all ready? Are you ready? I'm asking you, are you ready? Because I am. All right, here we go. We are recording. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Mind Scrambler podcast. I'm Spike Spencer, and I'm not wearing pants. But you wouldn't know that because you're listening to this and you're not looking at the video, unless, of course, you are looking at the video on YouTube, in which you can't tell anyway, because it doesn't matter, because I got a beautiful green screen behind me, which is the beautiful Gold Coast of Australia, which is where I live for now, for a while. Long story if you're not in the know. Okay, today we're going to have a great show. I'm excited about this one. I'm calling this one Feeeliiings. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 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 All right. Feelings. Whoa. What does that mean? This is how to use your emotions and feelings to your advantage in your life, in your business, love, and life. It seems that so many people are at the whim of their emotions. And the problem, it's supposed to be the other way around. Emotions are there for you to control, to use as a tool for your life. If you've ever, some of the trainers and coaches that I've worked with, like Tony Robbins or Brendan Bouchard or so many others, if you look at what they teach you how to get in control of you first. That's so important, to get control of you, how you feel, how you are being, how you are expressing yourself outward, because everything that you feel on the inside resonates outward. And we're going to talk about that and many other different things today. So let me get a drink. A little snort. No, I didn't snort anything nefarious. It's just changing of the weather here. So most of you that are in the US or so, you're going into summer. So you're in spring, summer. So you guys are snorting, going, oh, pollen. Oh my God, I can't breathe. Well, we're going, oh, something. I don't know, but it's a little hard to breathe down here. So it's a lot of fun. Okay, let's talk about your emotions, your feelings. Feel the force. All right. Emotions are contagious. Think about that for a second. When you walk out of your house, your emotions are going to go out before you do. Believe it or not. There's a and I've talked about this many times. You guys have heard me when I say there's the emotions, there are vibrations, the frequency, the kind of an energy field around you. People can call it your aura, et cetera, whatever. And quantum physics and science is starting to reveal, yeah, this stuff is real. But you don't have to go into science to understand, hey, you know what? When somebody comes into a room and they're creepy and they're freaking me out, the hair on the back of my neck stands up, or I get this just weird feeling, this weird vibe, or somebody's walking towards you and you're like, woo, I feel something weird. I'm going to walk on the other side of the road, whatever it is. That is emotion, vibration, frequency. Okay. That's how it works. We're built this way, guys. We're absolutely built this way. So your emotion is incredibly important for you to get control of and use as a tool for your benefit. Because when you are at the behest, let's work on some other words. If you're at the whim of your emotions, then you are that plastic bag in the wind, and just, oh, whatever you're feeling is, and that's a problem. That's a big problem, because if you're just at the whim of your emotions, you're not going to make good decisions. Think about this. When was the last time you made a really good decision when you were incredibly angry, incredibly sad, incredibly upset, or in fear, or whatever it was, which we've all gone through this last year? There have been times where people have been absolutely in terror because of, God, the news. Stop watching the news, by the way. It'll help. Just saying. But it seems like, oh, everything's bad. If you watch the news, whether there's a pandemic going on or not, you're going to be at the whim of your emotions. And that's their job. Their job is to spark your emotions so that you will keep watching, so that you'll watch the advertisers, so that they can get paid money. And they're very good at getting your emotions all hyped. It's like, that joke where, missiles inbound to the U.S. News at 11. Wait, what? You're going to be tuned to that TV for damn sure. And then they come on, missiles to be are headed towards the US is what I would have said if, oh, come on. They toy with your emotions. And when they're toying with your emotions, they know they're doing it. They're getting you into a heightened state where you will make decisions out of fear. What are those decisions? Oh my God, I got to keep watching. I got to keep watching. Oh my God, what's going to happen? That's not good for you. That's not good for you at all. It is really, really bad, actually. I'm going to make notes here while I'm talking to you because I have more things I want to talk to you about, and they keep coming into my brain. So I love it. I'm doing it right here. Cool. This is always a work in progress, guys. Okay. So what you feel is who you are. And it takes time, it takes work to get in control of your emotions. I know because I've had to do a lot of work myself. And the reason why I can tell you this, let me tell you a little bit about my story. Many of you know about I had a divorce, bankruptcy, lost everything, started over back in 2005. And prior to that, I don't know if some of you guys know, like a couple of years prior to that happening, I had my spine fused. My mom died, and my dad died right after that. And my stepfather died, my grandfather died. It was just a kind of a big mess. And I moved to LA knowing 4 people. So with all of that happening, I mean, do you think my emotions were somewhat frayed? I'm going to say, yeah. But the point is, if you're going into a situation, now for me, I went into this new situation thinking, all right, I'm an actor, so I'm going to act. I'm going to LA. That's what, God wants me to do. He drop kicked my ass to LA. Okay, so I'm going to go and do that. And then I'm also going to have to date again. I mean, there I was 35 years old, had nothing, starting completely over, lost everything. Divorce, bankruptcy, yada, yada. I'm living in an apartment in Koreatown, outside of downtown LA. And I was there for 14 years. Oddly enough, that's the place I stayed longer than any other time in my life. So being in that place, in that space, for a while, what kind of emotional cocoon do you think I was in? Not the best. So my point is when you're in that emotion, what are you putting out? What are people seeing? So I went and decided I'm going to go to, I'm in Hollywood. What do you do? Well, there's casting director workshops and, agent workshops and everything. And here I am. I just came off of a movie with Frank Langella for 5 weeks in New Orleans, right? And I had worked with Tommy Lee Jones and Sandra Bullock and done a lot of work. And so here I come to LA. I'm thinking, all right, this is my big chance. So I go to these casting workshops, 75 casting workshops and 50 agent workshops. You have to pay for those. That was a lot of money. I spent all my money out there to get in front of these people, which was an incredible mistake because my emotions, my feelings were not what they needed to be. I was not in a good state. Basically, I was toxic. So at the height of my toxicity, I went and decided I'm going to do my best work. I'm going to get in front of people. And nobody wanted to work with me. Nobody wanted to be close to me. Why? Because there was, no matter how I was feeling on the outside and looking on the outside, my heart was busted. I was angry. I was just distraught. I was sad. I was lonely. I was so low. It was awful. But people didn't know that. They just knew, ooh, what's going on? There's something up there. Ooh, I don't like this. So I got nothing out of all of that. I got like 3 auditions out of all of that and a terrible couple of agents that kind of were like, yeah, we'll represent you, whatever. I was like, really, like, it was almost like, yeah, whatever. Okay. Thanks for that, team. So you have to be aware of what you're feeling. So for example, if you're dating, if you're in a relationship and something happens and it breaks up, you have to know where you are emotionally after something like that, because that's really rough. It's like, now I got to get back out there and date. No, you don't. You have to do work on yourself. You have to get to the point where you are actually happy, really happy with you, because the happiness comes from within you. So if you can have a positive, happy emotion that is coming up from within you naturally, what do you think is going to be happening outside? What do you think you're going to be attracting into your life? People want to be with happy people. People aren't drawn to angry, sad, lonely, depressed people. And if you are drawn to that, there is a moth to flame syndrome happening there. That means, what are you feeling? You're being attracted to that. And that's self destructive. So you change yourself from the inside and you work on those emotions. You use the tools, techniques, tips, and tricks to balance yourself and get yourself in a place where you're like, oh, I actually feel good. Interesting. Now, if I had been in that state and gone to the auditions and talked to agents, I'd been like, wow, who's this happy person? I want whatever this guy has. I want to be around that guy. Because whatever you're doing, whatever job you're doing, whatever anything you are doing in your life, people want to be around people that they want to be around. If they don't like you, they don't want to be around you. This goes for a job, a business that you're running, acting, voice acting, it doesn't matter. People want to work with somebody that they like. And if you're not likable, that's going to come back and bite you on the butt. So if that makes some sense to you, let me move on. Here are a couple of ways to work on your emotion. Let's say you are in a place where somebody makes you mad. It's going to happen. Okay. Believe me. If you go on socials, you go on the Twitters and Facebooks, Instagrams, all that kind of stuff. There's just people out there, trolls and bad people who just want to say stuff to get a rise out of you and they get a kick out of it. I don't know why. It's messed up, but it happens. But if you are in control of your emotions, you go, I guess they're having a bad day. Click. No big deal. It doesn't affect you because you are in control of your emotions. If you're not in control of your emotions, who is? Think about that for a second. Who is in charge of your emotions? Only you. Now, some people say, well, somebody triggered me. Somebody triggered me. There's no such thing as a trigger. I'm just going to say that right here. You know why? Because I'm sick and tired of people using that. Oh, you triggered me. No, they pissed you off. Let's stop with the goofy words here. Oh, they pissed you off. Now you have the responsibility and the choice to respond how you respond. So the trigger is a choice. Now, obviously, if somebody has a really psychological something and something goes off, a horn goes off, and they go, "Blah!" Then obviously that's medical, that's different, that's something deeper. But for most people, it is simply a choice. It is simply just being out of control of your emotions. Because if somebody triggers me, I'm like, look, that pisses me off. Oh, did I trigger you? No, you pissed me off, jackass. And I'm going to tell you why. But if I'm mad and I'm like so angry that I can't even say anything, it's like, well, what are you going to do? Well, the first thing, and this is obvious, it's so obvious, it's crazy. But somehow, as Brenda Bouchard would say, common sense is not often common practice. If somebody pisses you off, pause, hit the pause button, hold up, say nothing, shut up, breathe, count to 10. Super easy. We've been told this since we were what? Knee high to a rabbit's butt. When we were kids, we were teeny tiny. Told, breathe, 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 breathe and count to 10. Actually, you only need 6 deep breaths, certain breaths to switch things. It's if you listen to John Asseroff and he does inner sizes, and he talks about it's a breath where it's a deep breath. You go, actually, you go in with your nose. You go, and you blow out like you're blowing through a straw. Get it all the way in and get it all the way out. You do that 6 times, and it's like an actual reset. So if you're breathing and then you're in control, now you've got a choice. You're like, okay, what happened? Somebody said something or did something, and now I get a chance to respond. Now, I'm not talking about fight or flight. Somebody hits you in the head. I mean, that's a fight, or a flight. But I'm talking about just your typical stuff when you get really, really angry. Take that minute, do those 6 breaths, and let your physicality change. We're going to go a little bit further than that. Also, think about how you're standing. How do you stand when you're upset, when you're angry, or when you're sad? You notice you probably had a physical picture in your mind. Somebody who's angry, you're thinking clenched fists and shoulders up and maybe. That's a physicality. Or sad, hands down by the side and head down and sad. There's a physicality that goes with feelings. So if you want to get into state, well, Tony Robbins says, pick up your shoulders, pull them back, take that deep breath. And you can even stand in a superhero pose. You know the pose, standing with your arms on your hip, with your elbows out, with your legs kind of out, and with your head kind of up like this. Stand in front of a mirror. I think it's like 20 or 30 seconds if you stand like that and breathe in deep. It's a superhero pose. It's like, what? It feels good. Seriously, people try that because it's so amazing. It's like it's hard to be upset when you smile, which is the next one. Smile. Now, it's hard to, I know, hard to smile when you're upset. It's like, it's not quite, it's not a fake smile, guys. It's not. It's an actual smile. But if you think about it, think about things that make you smile. I think about my little boy, Declan. It's just, he's so funny. He's so great. I think about my beautiful wife, Kimberly. God, so great. If those are things that make me happy. Whatever makes you happy. If you like go surfing, you think about surfing, you go, oh yeah, that's cool, man. Oh, look what happened. You started smiling. And when you're smiling, it's hard to be upset. So try to get that smile going. Make that work. And what I always tell people is, there are some funny ass videos on YouTube, Facebook, etc. I mean, really funny. Just Google funny ass videos. Boom. Something will come up. Unless there are 10 videos. You watch those, one of them is going to crack your ass up, whether you like it or not. Like the dog running into the room and jumping and then missing the pillow. And I mean, goofy shit that makes you laugh. That's important because this is changing your physical state to put you in charge of your emotions. And something that Brendan Bouchard says, my wife is a certified high performance coach with him as well. And I've trained with him a couple of times. And he says, if you're still angry after 5 minutes about something, that is a choice. That's a choice. Now, here's why. If you are in that state, that physical state of anger, et cetera, then you're not using the tools that you have to let that go. I'm not saying to forgive and forget right away like that. That's a whole other podcast, by the way. Check it out. It's called I Forgive You, You Dick. Yeah, it goes deep. It's a good one. It's one of my favorite, to be honest. But when you get into that position where you can use these tools to get control of your emotions, like an adult, then you're going to be way better off because you'll make better decisions. You're going to bring your blood pressure down, and you're no longer going to be in the fight or flight mode, which, by the way, watching the news and all of the pings on your phone, I have no sound on my phone, guys. I turn the sound completely off. If anybody wants me, I'll look at it and go, oh, okay, I may deal with that later. I am not at the whim of my phone. This is not in charge. I am. Same thing with your emotions. The phone is not in charge. The emotions are not in charge. You are. You are. Take control of your feelings and say, whoa, that's enough. I'm an adult. I'm a grown-ass adult, and I can do what I want, right? So use the tools and techniques that I'm giving you here to make that work. I mean, just these that I've told you right now are very, very simple, and they work because, excuse me with the coughing here. Hey, what's happening there? Once you do the work, and the work I'm talking about is getting in control of your emotions here, where you can switch them and be like, oh, okay, that happened. If somebody does something that you would say triggers you or upsets you or something, that was their choice to do. And a lot of times, most of the time, they're probably not doing it in a malicious way. That's the thing. You never know why someone does what they do, especially if you're getting it through text or email. The context is completely out of your realm because you don't know how they're sending it. Believe me, if you've ever tried to send a joke to a text to a friend and have them get really pissed at you, they misread the context. I have a friend who I dearly love, and I haven't talked to him in like 4 years because of that. Because he got butthurt. And I'm like, dude, it was a joke. I was like, like you and me messing around and everything, but he was in a bad place. And so he hasn't come back. I'm like, okay, well, I still love you, dude. I'm here for you. But the point is, you have to be in control of you. That's all you got. That's all you got is you. Don't worry about other people. Don't worry about why other people make decisions. Don't worry about their feelings, etc. You can say good morning and they can go off and go flip out. Well, why? I don't know. I don't care. I'm going to be in a good place, happy, and give them love. I can be there for them and be like, okay, that was really a large response. How can I help you? How can I serve you? Is there anything I can do? No. Okay. I wish you a great day. May peace be all up in you, yo. That's fine. But it's not going to affect me because I'm in charge of this. You are in charge of you. That's it. That's it. Unless you're a parent, then you're in charge of these little guys, Fine. So you better get your stuff together first before you start dealing with them. That's the power. You find the happiness within you. You find the lightness within you. You take control of this emotion that is within you, and then you can utilize it and make better decisions and move forward. So, and another point I thought was really interesting is in crisis, people go to their emotional home, right? So if everything's going wrong in the world, something happens, like 9/11 or whatever, watch what people do. Watch how people react. So, for example, you may not like him. I don't care. But back then, he was amazing. Rudy Giuliani was the mayor of New York at that time. And you look around, people losing their minds. People flipping out. Oh my God. Ah. If you're right there and running from a building falling on you, sure. Gotcha. But people all over the country. Oh my God. Oh my God. And I'm like, okay, I get that. But look at the different ways people responded. Some people went quiet. They said, hold on. Some people flipped out. Oh my God. Panic. Some people had fear. Some people had sadness. Some people had anguish. Some people had terror. Everyone reacts differently. That's their emotional home. Because when a crisis hits, what do? You go to what you know. And in sales, in it's called, you squeeze a salesperson, what comes out? Their training. You squeeze an orange, what comes out? Orange juice. You squeeze that person and what comes out? Their sales training. So in something terrible, when something terrible happens, you squeeze that person, what's going to happen? Their base, their emotional home. But for you, if you're learning, if you're listening to this podcast, if you're moving forward with your training to become stronger with your emotions and how you're dealing with them, then you're going to start to change that emotional home. And this is cool. I know because I did it. As I trained and dated, and it was all relationships back then, after when I came to LA, and I wanted to date. I wanted to be better. So I was training. I was taking courses. I was reading books. I was learning. I was getting coaching on how to be the best man, the best friend, the best lover, the best boyfriend, father, whatever it is, just the best man I could be and be in charge of my emotions, in charge of all of that. I had setbacks, you bet. But I got better and better and better and worked at it and worked at it and worked at it. And one day it just clicked. And I was like, something that would have just pissed me off and flipped me out, I went, that's interesting. I just went, whoa, I got this. I got this. I went to the chill factor. I went to the relaxation. When in doubt, chill. That's what I was talking about with Rudy Giuliani. When all this went on, what happened? He was like, chill. He looked at everything and said, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. He was an excellent model at that point in time. Go back and look at some of the videos. It was like, he was amazing. He was amazing. And people on all political sides would probably be like, you know what? Yeah, he did. He was pretty solid. You got to give him that. So think about that, because you might also know this. If you've ever had a breakup, let's say you're in a relationship that was 5 years, and you change. When you went into that relationship, you were one way, and then 5 years on, you become this. Well, then that relationship ended. There was a breakup, something happened. How many of you went back to that person that you were before that relationship? It happens. I did it. My ex did it. People do that. They go back to what they knew before. It's an emotional home, but it's who they were. It's like, oh, wow. So I went through all this stuff. Well, that didn't work. I got to start over. And you go back to that point and and then you move forward from there, thinking it's going to be different. And it may be. It definitely was with me, because I started back there in 2005. I went back to where I was in after college, partied my ass off for 7 years, but also worked really, really hard until I met Kim, and everything changed. You can do the same thing. Why? Because you are in charge of who? You. Now, some of you just went, it's whom. I don't know. I don't care. Don't get upset. All right. So finally, I just want to tell you that, like in sales happen on emotion. You ever bought a car, you buy something, and you're like, you just feel really good buying that thing, whatever it is. Like, oh, I just want that. I just want that. Well, logic tells you, well, as far as numbers go, it does not seem to be right. I don't know if this will even fit in your place. This probably isn't the best idea. Yeah, but I want it. The emotion always wins. When logic and emotion are in a battle, emotion will always win. So don't you think it would be very, very important for you to be in charge of your emotion? I hope you're nodding yes. Yes, it would be. So whenever something happens, because you can't make a decision in emotion. When something happens, what are you going to focus on? Focus on the feeling. Whatever you're feeling can be good, bad, ugly, it doesn't matter. But what you're focused on, you're going to feel. So if you're focusing on what you feel and you're angry, understand you're angry. Now, what are you going to do about it? You're in charge of you. So you're angry. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to count to 10. I may even do it in Spanish. Uno, dos, tres. Whatever you want to do. Get yourself back to a relaxed state. Get in control. Focus on something happy. Focusing on something that you know is good, something that you are grateful for in your life right now, because there's tons. You're breathing. You've got eyes to watch this. You got ears to hear this. There's a million things you can be grateful for. Pick one and be like, I am grateful for that, and smile. Now you've got a little baseline working there. Do this daily if you want. Do this. You watch the news and you go, oh, I'm so upset about that. Oh, and then you're back. You can do this. And this is one of those things that you need to do over and over again until it becomes rote, until it becomes normal and simple. Things are happening outside. It goes so fast. You're like, I'm cool. You don't have to do the exercises anymore. It's natural. It's like driving a car. Remember when you had to drive? You're like, okay, mirrors, mirror, ignition, da-da-da. Now you get in your car and you're halfway down the block. You go, how did I get in my freaking car? Because it's rote. That's what I want to happen with your emotions. Utilize these techniques. Utilize these tricks. Get in control of who you are, because no one else is driving you. You are behind the driver's seat. So don't be at the whim of emotions. You're in charge. Take charge now. Drive it where you need to go. And you got this. And that's it. Thanks so much for listening to the Mind Scrambler podcast. I will see you next time. Have a great day. All righty, kids. That was it. Let me go here, and I'm going to export this. Export as MP3. The Mind Scrambler podcast. Feeling. Whoa. Feelings. Whoa. Whoa. Wow! That is. What's going on there? Bam. All right, say, there you go. Hope that was good for you guys. I'm gonna have to break it down here in about 4 minutes, but real quick, see if anybody had anything they wanted me to chat with. Luigi, good to see you. Yes, it was a podcast. Dinesh, how are you? How are you again? I understand that you are capable to make mistakes and being toxic, and also being able to see you've changed is the best thing ever. That's true. You know, it's when you see something, you can always look at yourself and go, "Wow, I used to suck at that. Now I'm really freaking good." It's great. That's what life is about, getting better. So many people are stuck in the past of how they did something wrong or did something poorly. Believe me, I get it too. Hold on, what's going on here? Recording volume. What's happening here? I'm not sure what's happening there. Something just got stuck, guys. Oh no, don't tell me I lost this. Hold on. We gotta check that. I mean, it's okay because I've got it backed up. But oh, yep, looks like I got one there. All right, cool. I don't know what that's about. So I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to quit it. No. All right. So, hoop hero pose works. Yeah, Carter. It's a great way to do it. The physicality is important. I'll tell you a really quick story about Tony Robbins. So one of my coaches was Tony Robbins marketing, VP of marketing for 20 years. So he knows all about everything, right? And he was telling a story about that a friend of his who was with Tony in the early days when Tony used to have a VW bug. Tony. Either a VW bug or a VW rabbit, I don't remember. And he was going up to Santa Barbara to give a talk or something like that. And the guy who was in the car with him was one of the friends of my coach. And he said, all the way up there, Tony was like, I am unstoppable. I am amazing. I got the, yeah. And he goes, this is how you do it. I am unstoppable. And it was just physical. So when he got there, he's like, yeah, what are we doing? Whoa. He was in it. Sometimes you have to do things that are a little illogical for you to get in control of you. And that's important. And the more you do it, the more it's like, oh, that's kind of natural. It's normal. Because when people are talking about personal development, self-help, etc., I know the verbiage. I know when they're saying things. I know the catchphrases, etc. So anyway, guys, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for listening. I'll be back next week on Monday, and just keep working. Creativity is an emotional outlet. Absolutely. It is absolutely. There's something called idea sex. Look it up. All right, guys. See you later.